866-735-2470. They can tell you all about it. And, of course, if you want to join the Brightside Ben team, we'd love to have you aboard. Love to have you on the team and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. Share the products and earn yourself a thank you check as well. They can tell you all about it by calling 866-735-2470 or clicking on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com. Okay, so back to our talk on Tinker Toys. That's all chemistry is. As complicated as it sounds, it's not that complicated. Just think Tinker Toys. Think shapes and think Tinker Toys taking on different shapes. Sometimes a little piece will get stuck onto a Tinker Toy, and we say that Tinker Toy is activated. This activation process is one of the most important of all biochemical phenomena in the body. We say a chemical is activated when a little piece gets stuck on it, and now that chemical can do work. And this allows Tinker Toys to float around the body in an inactive state. It allows Tinker Toys to just float around the body and only become activated when they're needed. This is a handy way for the body to have Tinker Toys ready all the time without having to make them from scratch. There's always going to be a certain amount of Tinker Toys floating around, so when the body needs them, all it has to do is stick a little piece, a little rod, or a little disc onto that Tinker Toy and activate it. It doesn't have to deal with manufacturing that chemical from scratch. It allows the body to have instant access to chemistry, instant access to Tinker Toys, if you will. One of the most important types of Tinker Toy activation, I hope I'm not belaboring the point here of Tinker Toys, but one of the most important Tinker Toy activation process is something called methylation. Methylation is something that was kind of in the news about 10 or 15 years ago. You don't hear too much about it now, but it's still very, very important. Dr. Wallach's new book, Epigenetics, is all about, or at least partially about, methylation. Methylation is a very important activation for the genetics of the body. Our DNA gets activated via methylation. That's partially, at least, what epigenetics is about. This methylation, this methyl group, if you will, it's kind of like a little chunk of carbon. You can think of it like a little disc that gets stuck on a Tinker Toy. It's like a universal type of activation to create various activated chemicals in the body. Methylation is occurring every second of every day. In fact, it's not just occurring every second of every day. It's occurring millions of times, billions of times, every minute of every day. Methylation is a very, very, very important process. Probably, it may be the single most important category of chemical reactions. Certainly, it's the most important of all the activation processes that occur in the body. Methylation protects us from cancer. It protects us from mutations. It's important for growth. It's important for development. It's especially important for the growth and development of a fetus. That's why women will take folic acid. Folic acid is a very important supporter of methylation. Pregnant women use folic acid to prevent birth defects. Birth defects can be caused by a methylation problem. Methylation is critical for detox. Brain chemistry depends on methylation. Serotonin, norepinephrine, that's another brain chemical. Dopamine, these are all brain chemicals. They're all dependent on methylation. This is why SAMe is used to treat depression. SAMe is a very powerful methylating agent. Bipolar issues, mood disorders, these can all be related to methylation problems. Chemicals that improve methylation. We're going to talk about a few of these here in a minute. Chemicals that, supplements, nutritional elements that can improve methylation have been used to treat all of these various methylation problems. In fact, it wouldn't be a stretch to say that methylation is essential for the effective functioning of every single cell and every single system in the body. And because it occurs by these things called methyl activators, making sure you got enough of these things present in the body, either through supplementation, I'll tell you about these here in a minute, or through diet, can be a very, very, very important health strategy. You can think of these methyl contributors, these activation contributors, or methylating agents as they're technically known as, you can think of them as carriers. They carry these little chunks of activating groups, these little chunks of carbon. They have a little tiny chunk of carbon that's attached to them. They travel throughout the blood and they look around for chemicals that need to be activated. You got lots of different methyl carriers or activating biochemicals that can travel through the blood in this fashion. And this methyl activating group, this little tiny chunk of carbon, is one of the tiniest and simplest molecules that you can imagine. It has an elegant little shape, these methyl groups. So, if you're a chemistry lover, it's hard not to really be awed by the symmetry of a methyl group. It's just a carbon with 3 little hydrogens off of it. It's just a beautiful, elegant, simple structure that's got amazing, amazing importance for health. One of the most important of these methylating agents is something called TMG, which we commonly call betaine. Now, we've talked about betaine many, many, many times on this program. Pretty much every day we talk about betaine a little bit, except we talk about it as something called betaine HCl, or betaine hydrochloride. That's one of the active ingredients in Youngevity's ultimate enzymes. When you stick a little piece of acid onto betaine, you get a wonderful digestive supplement, a wonderful way to upregulate or to stimulate acid activity in your stomach. As we get older, we don't make enough stomach acid. As the aging process kicks in, our ability to make acid decreases. This despite the fact that so many elderly folks are taking antacids, and so many people in general are taking antacid type medication. Larry the Cable Guy loves Prilosec or Nexium. I forgot what he does his commercials for. There's this implication that we suffer from too much acid, when actually most of the time it's too little acid that we're dealing with, causing problems with digestion. Well, betaine HCl is not only a great way to get hydrochloric acid or to increase hydrochloric acid activity in the stomach, but as it turns out, betaine is actually a very important methylating agent. So when you take your ultimate enzymes, not only do you support your digestion, but you also support methylation. You also support chemical activation. I love supplements that are multifunctional, and the ultimate enzymes from Youngevity are exactly that. They're multifunctional. Not only do you get your HCl, hydrochloric acid, to improve the digestive process, but you also get betaine to improve overall biochemistry in the body. Betaine, as I say, is also known as TMG. Betaine is a very, very simple compound. It gets its name from the fact that it was first discovered in beets. Betaine is super functional. You can use betaine is used in the skincare business, in the shampoo business, in the cleanser business. It's a very rare shampoo or cleanser that doesn't have betaine in it, because it's got this. First of all, it's very reactive betaine, and then also it's got a relatively gentle nature. It makes an ideal sudsing agent. Betaine, you'll see if you look on the ingredient deck of your shampoo or your facial cleanser, almost always you'll see something called cocoa betaine, which is a type of betaine that was derived originally from coconut. Sometimes they'll call it cocamidopropyl betaine, but it's still a type of betaine, and it's got some really neat sudsing properties, and it's super gentle as well. All right, let's see here. I got a lot to say about betaine. We'll talk about this on our next Brightside episode and tell you some more really neat methylating agents. And that's it. We're going to come back with your phone calls right after this. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this.
Self-reliance, survival supplies, survival skills, national experts. Get it all at the only free-to-attend national event exclusively for preppers. This spring in Tulsa, it's the National Preppers and Survivalist Expo, a must-be-there event presented by American Living. This massive expo will include special guests, David Mays from Nat Geo's Doomsday Preppers, plus GCN's own Dr. Joel Wallach via live video conference. Hear Dr. Bones, Nurse Amy, and members of the American Prepper Network, along with many other leading national experts. Learn life-saving tips, CPR, how to handle crisis situations, walk through a bomb shelter, and much, much more. 2 big days, April 5th and 6th at the Tulsa Expo Square in Tulsa, Oklahoma. That's April 5th and 6th. Doors open at 9 a.m. with absolutely free admission. Don't miss the National Preppers and Survivalist Expo, America's largest emergency preparedness event. Get your free tickets now. NPSExpo.com. That's NPSExpo.com.
It's hard to imagine when things are going reasonably well, just how quickly things can change. But what would it take? Economic collapse? Massive crop failure? Chemical or biological attack? So many situations could find you in the grocery looking to pick up food for your family, only to find that the shelves are empty. There's nothing. Don't let that happen. Act today to make sure that if it ever comes to that, you and your family will be provided for. Visit freeze-dry-guy.com to look at the wide variety of survival foods available. Freeze-dried foods from the Freeze-Dry Guy store longer, rehydrate faster, are nutritionally superior to, and taste better than any other long-term storage food available. Visit freeze-dry-guy.com or call toll-free 866-404-3663. freeze-dry-guy.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Curious about what comes next? Next is the feeling of vulnerability you get after you arrive home to discover your house has been ransacked by burglars. Fool the bad guys with a new improved fake TV. You asked for it, we listened, and we made our new fake TV 3 times brighter than our previous model. The brightness of our new fake TV is equivalent to a 40-inch TV. It simulates the color and motion of a real TV while you're away from home. And when burglars think someone is home watching television, they're likely to pass your house and move on to an easier target. The new, brighter fake TV is only $39.95 and includes free shipping. Go to faketv.com or call 1-877-5-FAKE-TV. That's 877-532-5388. Or go to faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
Free from the shackles of corporate America, we're the place for independent thinkers. GC.
All right, we are back on the bright side. Thank you for being here, friends. Time to hit our phones, 855-660-4261. I was eavesdropping on my call screener, and I heard him talking to a gentleman about the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and about the ketogenic diet, so I thought I want to talk a little bit about the ketogenic diet, so I thought we'd put Bob on first. What's up, Bob? How you doing, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the bright side, my friend. I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation with my screener, but I kind of heard him talking, and I want to talk a little bit about the ketogenic diet. Why don't you ask us your question, and then I'll give the folks a little 411.
Sounds good.
Go ahead, my friend.
Well, I heard you last Thursday, and there was a lady on your show that had a seizure disorder and also had traumatic brain injury from a automobile accident. And I've got a young gentleman, 16 years old, neighbor, who has seizure disorders.
Okay.
And I would like to guess you had talked about a diet.
Yes. That's called It's called the ketogenic diet. It's a very low-sugar diet. And by sugar, I'm talking also bread and pasta and cereals, basically low-refined flours and carbohydrate kind of diet. What it does is it calms the brain down. Sugar, when you eat sugar or bread or pasta, refined carbohydrates, flour, those fruit juice, desserts, all the foods we beat up on here on the Brightside, you end up with this high blood sugar initially and then low blood sugar, and then you get a surge of stress hormones to stabilize the sugar, and then your blood sugar goes up and down and up and down, and cortisol, stress hormone, goes up and down and up and down. All this can put a major stress